NXT No Mercy Predictions. First match I'm going to talk about is Javon Evans versus Josh Briggs. I personally think that we're going to have Javon Evans defeating Josh Briggs here, just so that Josh Briggs can get annoyed and attack Javon afterwards. Yeah, I understand you probably want like Josh to win, so he seems like dominant and powerful. But, you know, with Javon Evans being bouncy, I can see him win with like a quick roll-up or something along those lines and just really frustrating Josh Briggs to the point where basically attacks him after the match. I do think it's going to be a good match, but like I said, Javon Evans to win, Josh Briggs to attack him afterwards. Then we've got the Speed Championship, the Women's Speed Championship that is. Sol Ruca with Zarya defending her title against Lainey Reed. Now, with this no longer being a part of X and actually going on to the actual NXT pay-per-view, for it being the first time on there and obviously experienced for the first time of people, I know we've had tournament matches, but I can see there being a new champion here just to get more eyeballs on it, to see how good it's going to be. I'd love to see Sol Ruca retaining her title here, but with her being the Women's North American Champion, I think they're going to take the title off Sol Ruca, put it onto Lainey Reed, so that Sol Ruca can concentrate on being the Women's North American Champion. That's my reason for thinking that. Then we have a weaponised steel cage match, Jordynne Grace versus Blake Monroe. I do think we're going to have Blake Monroe winning this. I think it's going to be a good match. I do want to see more of Blake Monroe. I'd like to see her go to the main roster, but I think both these women are great, fantastic. This will probably be the end of the feud maybe, or maybe they'll go for one more match. But either way though, I'm going to go for Blake Monroe. Then we have Ethan Page defending his North American Championship against Tavion Heights. Tavion Heights, great, fun to watch. I just don't think it's time for him to win the championship yet. So I can see Ethan Page retaining his title here, even though we're going to get Tavion Heights basically coming up with like great moves, shocking moments. There's going to be a point in the match where it's like, is Ethan going to tap to the ankle lock? Okay, is he going to get pinned? But I can see Ethan Page winning the match, probably hitting his twisted grin obviously, and then getting the 1, 2, 3. Then we have Jacy Jayne defending her NXT Women's Championship against Lola Vice. And surprisingly, I'm actually going to go for Lola Vice. And the reason for that is, with the way that Jacy Jayne is treating Fatal Influence, I can see them basically turning on Jacy Jayne, so that she's already lost the TNA Knockout Championship to Ash by Elegance. Then if she loses it to Lola Vice, and she loses Fatal Influence, what does she have? Basically getting from the very top of the top to the bottom of the bottom and being as low as she can. That's the way I see that one going. So I do think we're going to have at least 2 championships changing hands here, and both of them being the women's. If not, maybe just one, maybe none. But I think both of them are actually going to change hands here. Then we have the main event. Obafemi defending his NXT Championship against Ricky Saints. As much as I know this is going to be a good match and I'd love to see Ricky as an NXT champion, I just don't feel like this is the right time. I don't think he's the one to dethrone the ruler, Obafemi, for his NXT championship. So that being said, I obviously think it's going to be Obafemi here to retain his title. He's just on too good of a run. He is doing absolutely brilliant. There's going to be moments in the match where you think Ricky's going to win. But in the end though, Oba's going to pick up the victory, like he always does. Going to be great, going to be fantastic. Now the question is, does TNA get involved in this? Look at the matches. I don't really see any matches they can actually get involved in where it's anything to do with them really. None of their titles are on the line. Maybe something will get changed from obviously TNA tonight. But we'll have to wait and see. If something does happen, all I can say is I hope it leads to something good. Maybe like a War Games match of TNA versus NXT. That would be brilliant. Anyway, they're my predictions. Let me know yours. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.